What's up, everybody? Joe White here, and yes, I'm on camera for this one because I needed some visual aids for this one here today. We're going to talk a little bit about PlayStation and Sony and E3, why I think it's a good thing that they're not showing up. We're going to discuss this Final Fantasy VII Remake with a little bit of a twist today that I found. And, let's start off with Sony. A couple things here about the PS5 and Sony with them. Came out here about 30 minutes ago on pushsquared.com by Robert Ramsey. Says Sony and PlayStation will not attend E3 2020. The company has confirmed to Games Industry. The annual convention, which will take place this summer, has been the biggest event in gaming for decades. But there's no question that its influence has waned over recent years. Indeed, you may recall that Sony skipped the show in 2019 as well. While other heavy hitters such as Nintendo and EA have slowly but surely distanced themselves from the event. Nintendo, more than anything, I think Nintendo started doing directs like in 2011, 2012. But with the PS5 set to launch in late 2020, many believe that Sony would use the E3 as an opportunity to spread the word, but as it happens, the Japanese giant just didn't seem to think E3 was worth the time. And it's not worth the money either, and we'll get into that. A direct quote from Sony says it all. We have the great respect for the ESA, which is the organization behind the E3 event, as an organization, but we do not feel the vision of E3 2020 is the right venue for what we are focused on this year. We will build upon our global event strategy in 2020 by participating in hundreds of consumer events across the globe. Our focus is on making sure the fans feel part of the PlayStation family and have access to their favorite content. We have a fantastic lineup of titles coming to PlayStation 4, and with the upcoming launch of the PlayStation 5, we are truly looking forward to a year of celebration with our fans. Sony still got its lips sealed shut when it comes to planning the PS5 big reveal then, but it sounds like the firm knows what it's doing. Now that we're sure PlayStation won't be at E3, anything can happen. I think this is a good thing. I think it was that they skipped E3 last year. I think they did a state of play either during E3 or right after E3 last year. So I think it's a good thing. Look, E3 has been a dying breed for like 3 or 4 years now. The last great E3 I can remember is when Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced in 2015. So, in fact, if you just go on the internet or go on YouTube and type in game trailers E3 2015 and just watch the reaction to Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And that pretty much says it all. And somebody on that stream was like, this is the greatest conference it ever was. And it was probably the greatest conference that ever was at E3, and there really hasn't been a hard-hitting one since. In fact, 2 years ago when Sony was at E3 and they were doing some stuff, you had people on stage playing flutes when people just wanted to see games, and it didn't go over too well, and Sony's was more focused on putting on a show when fans really just want games. And that brings me to the point here where it says that they don't think it's worth the time. It's not only that it's not worth the time, it's not only that it's not worth the time. Sorry, I had a little glitch in the audio there. I thought that the audio stopped recording. That's why the goddamn it got put in there. But oh well. So it's not that it's not worth the time. It's that it's not worth the money. And we have a time where they just don't want to spend the money on it. They just really don't want to spend the money on this, and I can't say I blame them because the money that you spend paying a band to be there, and the money that you spend for people coming on stage, actors. Keanu Reeves didn't show up at E3 last year for nothing. I mean, come on. He just didn't. They probably had to pay him a lot of money because Easy Allies, who used to be the Game Trailers people, were doing a live stream last year, and they even said, this guy's on top of the world. He has John Wick 3. He had Toy Story 4. He's the right guy to be in there. But he's not doing it for peanuts. He's not going on Xbox's stage for peanuts. So, and then you got people, whenever they do a big Forza event, Microsoft brings in, puts a car on the stage for everybody to oogle at. It's like, why? Why are you going to waste that much money? Somebody's got to buy that car. That car's not being put up on the car's not being donated by whatever car company it is just to have people oogle at it. I mean, come on. Another thing today is that ahead of PS5's launch, Sony's looking forward to celebrating with their fans. It basically, there's rumors going out there that they're going to be doing something starting January the 16th through the 19th in New York. The company said it was participating in hundreds of consumer events around the globe. And they haven't commented on PSX, if that's going to return the PlayStation experience. There is a rumor floating out there that they're going to be doing something in New York this week. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. A little bit of Xbox talk here, and why I'm so glad that I'm a Sony fan right now. Because Xbox has announced that it's not going to be doing any first-party titles for the Xbox Series X, exclusive titles to the Xbox Series X. Essentially what this means, for at least probably either through 2021 or through 2020 to 2021 or maybe even 2022 from some people, depending on who you trust. So basically what this means is if Sony, if Rare or anybody else decides to do a exclusive game for Xbox, you're going to be able to play it on your Xbox One, the base Xbox One, as well as the Xbox One X. So, why buy an Xbox One X? If you could buy the same game and it's going to run just as, I'm not going to say just as good, the graphics are going to be better, but why, guys, the economy we live in, money's tight. Money is just straight up tight. So why are you gonna even bother? I wouldn't. If I was an Xbox fan, I wouldn't bother to, jump out there and buy an Xbox One, or Xbox Series X. Why? You have no real incentive. Oh, it looks better. Well, you could buy the same game on the same system that you already have. Your TV or whatever could probably upscale the damn thing. I'm sorry. I'm not a big person who, this must run at 60 frames per second, blah, blah, blah. Except for in games where it just slows it right the hell down, like in Breath of the Wild, even with the Switch docked, when you go to enter Korok Forest, it takes a good, 10 to 20 seconds for it to catch up and start loading properly. But those are like extreme cases that we really don't see anymore, hardly. And, Digital Foundry was doing a video where they show how they monitor frames per second. And Colossus, they were doing Wolfenstein, the new Colossus, and talking about how with the upscaling on, it was running at 60 frames, but you took the upscaling off and it was dipping down to 40 and 30. I'm not one of those guys that say it must run at 60 frames per second. As long as it's not a complete slow halt. Like, remember when they did the Deadpool video game a while back for PlayStation, and it was just unplayable? And when it's like that, yes, then you could bitch. But no, I just don't get it with the Xbox. Sony has said we're gonna have exclusives. Hell, the Final Fantasy VII Remake is exclusive for 1 year. I would not doubt that if they, they're probably gonna release it for the PS5 the following year. So, because let's face it, part 2 of the remake, 2022 at the earliest. So let's get into the Final Fantasy VII Remake here. I wanted to talk today about something that I got a news alert on my phone. And this comes from Double Tap, which is dbltap.com. And this says, Final Fantasy VII Remake Strategy Guide. Will there be one? Now, the Final Fantasy VII original strategy guide was a must-have when I was a kid. This game came out and everybody was rushing to, at the time, Funko Land or EB Games, back before they were owned by the same people, to get one of these strategy guides. And for the most part, everybody had one. So I don't know if they're coming out with one. Let's read what this article has to say. It was printed today, or yesterday, January 12th. It says Final Fantasy VII Remake Strategy Guide might be as necessary as the one for the original release. When Final Fantasy VII came out in 1997, strategy guides were highly desired, especially in RPGs, which were known to have hidden items and activities. With the rise of the internet, however, strategy guides became less necessary as people made online tutorials or guides. Eventually, you didn't need to fork over the $20 for information that you could find in a Google search. But will there be one for the remake? A guy on Twitter, and it has the tweet here, and this is and definitely buying Final Fantasy VII Remake Strategy Guide, even if I don't use it. I don't know if they even still make those. This article, which I'll have a link to the article in the description. Prima Games, one of the largest video game strategy guide publishers, struggled with the decrease in demand for physical strategy guides. Parent company Penguin Random House was forced to shut their doors in 2019, but Prima Games found new owners in Asserti Holdings. Now the company focuses on online guides, but also offers select physical guides for crowd-funded projects and has plans to expand on that in the future. It's rare to find strategy guides in print for new and upcoming games, especially with the arrival of digital guides and patch changes. Since games are launched before even being finished and are constantly updated, guides would frequently be outdated before they even hit the games even hit the shelves. Granted, JRPGs don't have as many patches and updates, so there's a small chance that Square Enix could publish their own type of guide. Chances are slim. If you really want a guide, you can always look for the original on eBay. Since it's a remake, most of the puzzles and pathways should be the same, just drastically upgraded in graphics and visuals, and I have to disagree with that based off of what we've seen already. It's not the same. It's not going to nowhere near be the same, I guess, as it was on the original, but, and this is the reason why I'm on camera, yes, strategy guides, physical strategy guides still exist. Let me get it. This is heavy. Golly, get off there. This bad boy, as if you couldn't tell, is my lovely, lovely hardbound strategy guide that I got on Switch launch night. I got this with my Switch. This set me back about $50, I guess, or no, $30 or $40, I guess. And this was published by, it says publishers were Piggyback. So Piggyback did this, and this is a beautiful strategy guide. It has a shrine map, which this page, I've used it so much that this page is coming out. I need to see about getting it rebound. But it has full color. Oh, look at this. I don't know if you can see that right there, but if it'll focus, probably not. But full colored guides, step-by-step walkthroughs on shrines, on the game, on, you know, there's even a section here on towers, where all the towers are, all that good stuff. The only thing that they're not able to do with this guide was the DLC. Because they don't know about DLC. They didn't know when the DLC was coming or if they were doing DLC. So how could you predict the future? In fact, I don't think it was it was probably about 6 months to a year before I mean, look at that. Look at that artwork. Look at that artwork. Yes, the page is coming out. But let me see if I can hold it back here. It says shrines. It's got Link shooting an ancient arrow there. Oh, man. But this isn't the only strategy guide I owned and I have purchased. As you most might know, if you've watched my videos before, Final Fantasy X is actually my favorite Final Fantasy ever. And when they did the remaster, this is heavy. I got this son of a gun. This is Final Fantasy X, 10, 2, and 12. And I guess they knew a heads up when this came out because the 12 Zodiac Age remaster was not even announced yet when this hit the market. And it opens up, but this is magnetic. And it opens up and there they are. I'll take the Final Fantasy X one out of here. Well, I'll take them all out because the covers are really nice. Put that down there. The covers on these are beautiful. These have been sitting downstairs in my basement, so pardon if there's dust or dirt on the covers. I brung them upstairs just for this video. There's the cover for 10, and it is the HD remaster. For the most part, it's the original Brady Games guide. I mean, it's got full on, you know, using this book. Hey, here's how to use the book, you know. Oh man, I suck at this. Using this book. And it's got the full map of Spira. You know, you got the full-on walkthrough. There's the page on Kilika with all the side quests you could do. It's even got, you know, Omega Ruins and the Magnus Sisters. And then it's got the complete bestiary there. I suck at showing things on camera, but I love this guide. I had the paper version of this guide when it came out, and that got tossed, I don't know how long ago. But there we go. There's 10. And I'm going to try to put these back in the box as I take them out, because I do treasure these. Whoa. What the hell? Okay, my mic decided to just go bombs away on me. See if I can fix that here, guys. Sorry, I am recording this live. So then here is 10.2. And yes, the guides came with a complete, you know, I think it's still in here for 10. No, that's for 12. The one for 10, I think, is downstairs, but it came with a map, weapons thing, and it came with Riku's mixology thing on the back. This is 10.2, and that's the HD remaster, and of course you got, you know, golly, look at this artwork. That's why I buy these. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? I mean, that's why I buy these. Let me put this back in the bin, in the box here. And then 12. I've never played 12. But if I ever do play 12, I don't know what the difference. If somebody could let me know in the comments below, what exactly the Zodiac Age thing is. If it's an expansion or is it a redo. I know that they remastered 12, but I don't know what the Zodiac Age means. But there's the one for 12. And of course, it's got, you know... Oh, man. Look at this artwork, guys. Ah. Yeah, I know the glare is bad, but ain't that beautiful? And, you know, it came with a thing for licenses. It's got a map and licenses guide here, and looks like the periodic table of the elements there. So yeah, strategy guides. They're a thing. They're still a thing. I bought this on Amazon for... I think I paid right at $100 for these. I remember, no, I think they were $150. I got them on sale for $87. God, that's heavy. But anyway, so yeah, strategy guide. If they do a strategy guide for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, especially if they do a nice, you know, hardbound edition, I will be getting one day one. I promise you that. So there you go, guys. This is it's a quick video for you. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watched me in the last few days. I know that I'm not the easiest person to look at on camera, so thank you guys for watching this. I just wanted to show off my beautiful strategy guides. That's the only reason why I'm on video here. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, push the bell icon, that way you're notified every time up video go live. I really, really mean it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. The Trudge continues to win that demo drops. I think I honestly think that if PlayStation does do a big event in February, they're gonna say, okay, the PS5, blah blah blah, you can get it this holiday, but we have a surprise for you now, and that's when they do a release trailer for Final Fantasy VII, and the demo drops that day as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you down the road.